There we are. Hello, internet. Oh my God, how many times have I done this? I just opened to a blank screen. Oh my God. I'm Josh, and this is bonus stage, and we're having a Let's Listen tonight. I am joined by my friend James over here at Epic Game Music, looking pretty epic there with some magical green screen magic. How you doing tonight,
Yeah.
James?
No, this is pretty magical, and also I bought a shirt with sharks on it. That doesn't tie into the snowboarding thing, but it's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah,
It's standalone cool, man.
yeah.
I think that's like a good tagline for this album generally is standalone cool.
That's a catchphrase. I should
There
have
we
came up
go.
with one.
We
Yeah,
got it. And folks, if you don't know the album that we're talking about, it is James's latest release, Snowboard Kids Lofi. Yeah, I don't know. Snowboard Kids was a game that I have not ever played, but I feel like I've seen it
yeah.
before. The characters basically look like the characters that you would see in Bone comics. With the just like big exaggerated like Asterix and Obelix noses, and you're snowboarding, you're having a great time moving down the hill, and you're a bunch of kids as
Yes,
well. Basically Mario Kart, but snowboarding.
that's perfect. That's exactly how you should sell it. Yeah, Mario Kart, but snowboarding.
Yeah.
Is like with snowboarding games, you just go down the hill and stop. This one, there's like laps and weapons and all types of exciting stuff. Like it's the fun of Mario Kart, but snowboarding.
Oh my God. Well, that is targeting a very niche demographic. Um,
Yes, it is.
but it's I feel like it's rare for musical artists to dedicate an entire album's
Hmm.
worth of music to a single game.
Yeah,
So it tells me that this game has some significance for you. Do you want to speak to that for a little bit?
yeah, sure. So like Snowboard Kids growing up, it was one of those games that I just rented. You went to Blockbuster, or I don't know what the states had
Right,
aside, because
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster, but like we here in Canada, we had like Rogers Video and
Yeah.
Jumbo Video and stuff like that. But yeah, so it was one of those games that you would rent. I rented it and just fell in love with it. Like the multiplayer is just a ton of fun. It sort of has the fun level of GoldenEye, that it's just addictive, and you're like, yes, I can get better, and this is so fun. And like in high school, I would or like this was the high school era, because I'm that old, that playing N64 games in high school. I would take this game to like parties and stuff like that and be like, yeah, here I'm plugging in my Nintendo to your TV while everyone's drinking and stuff. And super cool guy. And
Yeah.
yeah, I would sit people down and make them play it, and people would have a blast. I would sell them on this game. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you were that cool guy.
I was that guy,
Hey
guys.
man, hey, like I'm just like you picture like approaching a group of guys like sitting around having beers, having a conversation. Hey, you guys ever tried Snowboard Kids? Like
Yeah.
pushing it on them.
Yeah, just be peer pressure. All the cool kids will do it.
Oh my God. Well, it is literally very cool because it's all based in a snowy wonderland.
Yeah, exactly. And like the best part of the game is the music. Like it has such bumping, like really like high energy like stuff, and I decided to flip it on its head and make lo-fi out of it. You know.
Yeah, no, it's very chill. I was listening to the album earlier, and I think you've done a really great job of like kind of translating those feelings into something that's a little bit more down tempo,
Hmm.
while still like capturing the vibe of it too. Like like that busyness that's in that music is maintained, even though you've given it like kind of a softer palette.
Yeah, it's very busy music. There's always something going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Uh,
just runs and all sorts of like crazy melodies. It's just going hard.
I mean, you're going downhill. You've got to have something that fits the speed, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So this
Yeah.
is probably more like what you would hear in the lodge afterwards. You gathered around like with some hot cocoa. You're in like one of those idyllic like AI generated images of a cottage somewhere.
Yeah,
Uh,
with 50 hands or 50 fingers or whatever,
yeah, and pot lights everywhere. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, yeah, it's a really fun album. Absolutely. So you fell in love with the music. You wanted to um, create like a lo-fi tribute to that. Like
Mhm.
when did this kind of start? Like, is this an idea that you've been gestating for a while, or was it just like I'm gonna suddenly do this?
Yeah, they released. I was always thinking about it. Then they released the soundtrack on Spotify for no reason last year. Like they just shadow dropped it. They're like, here's that, and so that means I could license it.
Yes.
So boom, now I can make money off it too. It not just being a tribute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's an unlisted Bandcamp link somewhere. Pay
yeah,
what you want.
exactly. Yeah, this is totally going to the original people. Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, like I've been thinking about it, and I don't know, I was just going for it. Part of the reason I do lo-fi is because my job is doing music, and it's all high energy, and so music is also my passion and hobby. So to unwind, I do lo-fi to sort of like contradict that, to have something where I don't have to worry about it too much, and it's very like safe music, and I can do crazy creative choices, and it's okay because there's no rules to lo-fi, you know? Yeah.
No, no, none at all. Well,
Yeah.
you got to have the right beat, and you got to.
Yeah.
There's like two rules to lo-fi.
Yeah. That's it. But you can put just crazy shit in it, and no one's going to question it,
Yeah,
you know?
like Snowboard Kids,
Exactly.
like insanely busy music for children. Oh my god.
Exactly.
Oh man. Well, I feel like we're just going to be better able to talk about it after we've listened to a small chunk of it, James.
For
If that's
sure.
something you are keen and ready for.
Yes.
We are going to be listening to this in a hold on. I misplaced my track list here, but we're going to be listening to this album in little 3-song chunklets.
Hmm.
And for the first chunk here, this is not like in any kind of like OST order. This seems like you've put a little bit of intention behind the way you've laid out the track order here.
Hmm.
But first up, you've got Ninja Land
Yeah.
featuring FamilyJules. We will
Family Jules. Wow.
Wow, just
Yeah.
dropping the big names on the first track. Here we go. Yeah. Big Snowman and
Mm.
Grass Valley. And I would love to talk about each of those tracks a little bit more after we've heard them.
Heck
So,
yes.
James, if you're ready and you know what to do, then let's.
Listen.
beautiful
Oh
stuff.
my, oh my God, I'm crying. I think that was so beautiful. Yeah,
Wow, the humble James over here at
I
the
know.
music, bringing himself to tears.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that really brings back memories of pushing snowboard kids at my high school parties. Oh my god. Oh, that's really beautiful. And like, like I think that the rest of this album falls along similar lines. But I
Mhm.
do want to like just sit and talk about each of these tracks
Sure.
for a little bit. So you had Family Jewels on
Family
that
Jewels.
first track, man. Like, yeah, you just paying him in exposure.
Yeah.
Um, no, but honestly though, I think that he added something very nice to your Ninja Land cover. I wanted to say that like the blending of like the arrangement that you had gone with and his performance, it was clearly very felt.
Mm.
It just kind of felt like a very serene, sincere tribute to open up this album. It was really
Yeah.
nice. So, how did you start working with Family Jewels, and what was it like to ping him for this track?
So, like, Jules and I have known each other for a long time, but we've never worked with each other. And outside of me, he's the other guy who was like, yeah, Snowboard Kids is so good. Yeah, I love this game. He, in fact, did a mega medley of it, the whole soundtrack, but that's like 10 years ago. So yeah, he's a super fan of the game. So I kind of legally had to have him on. Like, he had to do it. I said, hey, I'm doing a Snowboard Kids. And he's like, ugh, okay, I'll do it. Like, I have to do this.
Twist my rubber arm.
Yeah. So yeah, that was good to have him on. And like, this track is Ninja Land, and it is also the tune for Rookie Mountain. So it's the first song you hear.
Hmm.
And I figured that's a perfect way to start the album. But the chords are like very happy and very like they're too major. So I had to jazz it up a bit and make it like very like jazz piano, just like, oh yes, have your cocktails, everyone.
You're in the AI generated cottage here. Time to relax.
Yeah, with my 50, was it Tesla bulbs? What is it? What is it you
The
said?
pot lights.
Hot lights? Yeah, exactly. Trees growing inside and shit, man.
Yeah. And Family Jewels is there.
Yeah, with 50 fingers. Anyways.
Oh my god. That would be amazing. I would love to see Family Jewels with 50 fingers.
That would be super
Playing
helpful
snowboard.
playing guitar. You can play
Yeah.
every note at once.
Oh my god. That's that cluster chord. I mean, that's the hardest part. Ask any guitar player what they hate most. It's cluster chords. Oh my god. Oh man. But also just like in listening to this album and listening to the reference material,
Mhm.
you've made some very nice choices in terms of your instrumentation. And I know you're totally familiar with lo-fi, but like,
Yeah.
what was that process like for you for like choosing the sounds of this album?
Yeah, the sounds of this album. Well, it was very experimental in that way, where I was just throwing stuff at the wall, just seeing what happened. And for that like particular song, I built it with Jules in mind, and then I asked him, I was thinking, it's like, okay, I could get him to do this, but I'll just sort of conjure it. I'll be like, okay, I'll put these in here, and then there might be a sweet solo in there. But yeah, no, it was just like gentle vibes, things that like tickle that certain itch in your ear of being like, this is relaxing, this is
Mhm.
this is what I want to hear right now, this is my AI cabin,
We're just
vibe.
gonna go right in.
We're just gonna,
Keep that shtick up. Yes,
yeah,
please.
that's a good callback.
Uh, nice, man. You must have some pretty sweet sound libraries.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I do. I've accumulated way too many. Like, I open some sometimes and be like, what the fuck is this? When did I get this? I bought this on sale at some point, but I had no idea this existed on my own computer.
That's there's something new to discover every day. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the next track, Big Snowman. First of all, it's kind of characteristic of lo-fi, but also used to great effect in that song. Is
Yeah.
The modulation of the tuning on the
Yes.
melody of that.
Mhm.
Very obvious right up front. But when I was checking the reference, it seemed like that effect was applied to that, like, and the bass, and
Yeah.
like it sounded very off. So I appreciate you choosing that modulation for the melody alone.
Yeah,
The
just
bass
on the
comes
one
in
thing.
and just like is the foundation like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I have no idea how they did that because, like, there's so much wobbling going on in that song. But yeah, so I rolled that back a bit and slowed the song down and stuff. And it has a lot of runs,
Mhm.
so, I didn't really need to put, like, a hi-hat in going, like, because the song's already kinda doing that. It's going, like, you know, filling that constant, zone of the music. And I don't know, like Big Snowman is the banger. That's what people know. You know, if I say Snowboard Kids, they say Big Snowman.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to apply a certain amount of pressure to this one because people have to know it. People have to be like, oh yes, that's Big Snowman. You know,
Yeah, after coming in with Ninja Land and the rookie run, everyone's like, "Oh, what's going to be next? It's Big Snowman." Yes, it's got
yeah,
to be Big Snowman.
yeah,
Oh man, I do love when somebody puts care into the track order.
hmm
And I haven't played it, so I don't know like what the order is that you encounter these songs naturally. But like, did you kind of mix it up, or did you have to be like, well, these arrangements blend a little bit better together, I'm gonna mix it up here?
that was one thing I was considering doing it in order, and for the first two songs, that is. So the Rookie Mountain and then Big Snowman is the second one. The third one deviates. Grassland comes later, but just how the album was flowing is it just fit perfectly. But like when I was thinking of the Grass Valley one, I was like, oh, I have to remix Grass Valley. Fuck, But it wound out or it turned out to be one of the best ones. So yeah, I don't know how to describe that, but yeah.
Well, I was gonna
Was,
ask, like, yeah, like what was challenging about remixing that one?
um, like there's a lot of things in the structure that once again they're like arpeggiated and stuff, so it's really busy. So I stripped that back. I took that out and just put in like just repetitive lines and stuff like riffs and just ran with that and just let it, breathe. Let the song breathe.
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great because yeah, when that melody comes in and it's like
Yeah.
like yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine in a lo-fi album. I mean,
Yeah. Come on, James.
you're getting away with murder here, man. Oh my god, it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, well, that kind of brings us towards the next three tracks here. We've got Board Shop.
hmm
We have Night Highway featuring
Ooh,
Ben Briggs. Another
Benjamin Briggs.
Benjamin
Yeah.
Briggs, that guy. I love that guy.
Yeah.
And then Dizzyland. Before we get into this, do you want to preface this listening block with any little bits?
Mm, no, I think I'm gonna let it speak for itself. Then we can talk about it after. I think.
Hell yeah. We'll let
Yeah.
it speak for itself and then we'll speak for it after it is spoken for
There you go.
itself. Good plan. All right, James, then let's.
Oh, listen.
Sweet dude. Oh God, I love that. Chill board shop. Definitely made me feel like buying something.
Chill. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, man. Hey, it's
Yeah.
just a casual environment. Don't you want to
Yeah.
spend your money?
Whoa, man. We're snowboarding.
Oh, hey, what's going on? We have a raid coming in from Meme Mansion.
Oh, what a surprise.
Is that a surprise?
Yeah, no. I mean, yes, it kind of is because AJ was going to stream over. So that's where I stream is on Meme Mansion.
Nice,
And
nice.
he was streaming right before this. So
Whoa,
there,
awesome. Well, thanks for coming in. We're
yeah.
hanging out with James here, who is in front of his mansion.
Yes, I'm in front of my AI generated cabin that we've all been talking about
This whole time.
this whole time. This is what we were talking about, guys.
Oh my God. No, but to be serious, we've been talking about his latest release, Snowboard Kids. We have just listened to the first the first 6 tracks, um, and it's been pretty sweet so far. So yeah, we just listened to Board Shop, Night Highway featuring Benjamin Briggs,
Ooh.
and Disney. I almost said Disneyland. And Disneyland.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, it's the goofy thing,
Oh God, no.
Oh yeah, I shouldn't prompt people to do the goofy.
Don't, please, no. I might take that down because I'm getting a little tired of it. I don't know.
We did this thing where I had to say, like, make up a news segment, and it would cost like thousands of channel points, and people would do it, and I would be like, I can't come up with anything. Sorry for your channel points. It's like, get rid of that.
Give me my performative offense.
Yeah.
Epic James is legend. Oh, there we go. Epic
Yeah,
James.
thank you.
That's a prequel to another topic that we're gonna get into, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, we were listening to Board Shop. Very chill. Very nice.
Yeah, no one covers the board shop, so I had to do it. Like, the theme is very short. It's like 3 chords. And so that made it kind of challenging, but I just made it, snowball. And points. Anyways, but yeah, I just ran with it. It was very drums heavy, so a lot of drum programming and just being like, okay, this snare needs to go here, this snare needs to go here. Like, it's just the minutia,
Yeah, well, when you're working with such a small loop, the minutia is where it's at, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's the melody, basically. Yeah.
Nice. And then we had Night Highway with Benjamin Briggs. Oh, man, that one.
Briggs.
That one must have been really hard to turn into lo-fi because
yes, because it is a very hype song, and both me and him kind of struggled with it to make it chill, and that is as chill as it gets. That was still pretty hype, but that was the calm. That was the calm version of that song.
Oh man, definitely recommend going and looking up the original for that one.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, tell us what it was like working with Ben Briggs on this track.
So, like, I've also known Ben for a long time and I've never worked with him. Me and him know each other from MagFest and hanging out there and stuff. Have you ever gone to MagFest? I forget.
I've been there once back in 2019. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't ever get up to the Pose nightclub, but next time I go, I'm definitely going to make it a highlight.
It's hard to get up there because it's so jammed, and it's an elevator and stuff like that, and you can't just like sneak in or whatnot. But yeah, so I know him through that stuff, and yeah, so we've just been hanging out, but we've never worked together. And I don't know, just out of the blue, I was thinking, it's like, this song could use Ben Briggs. Like, I need help making this chill and cool. And he was really okay with it, but he was sweating it a bit sometimes. He was like, oh, I don't know if this part is like hype enough or whatnot. Like, he really cares about like what he does. He throws his whole energy into it. And so he mostly did drum stuff, but once again with hip hop, that's the minutia. That's the that's the fine tuning stuff. So that's more pressure. So yeah, I started it and then gave it to him, then he put drums, then I took it back, and then I moved some of the drums to, like, the song is twice as long as he gave it to me. So yeah, yeah, there was a lot of repurposing things.
Nice, nice. Well, that's what you do in lo-fi, anyways, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's all repurposing. Yeah,
Yeah. Just recycle that shit.
yeah, very postmodern.
Postmodern recycling depot. Oh my god. Oh man. And then we had Disneyland. Oops.
Yeah,
That's hard to say. Not
yeah, Disneyland. Yeah,
Disney.
well, yeah. The level is based off Disneyland.
Oh really?
Yeah. Well, I figured it has a teacup ride and like little like cartoon characters and stuff. So it seems like it's a it's a satire.
Legally distinct. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so yeah, that has its own vibe and it has its energy. So I had to keep that momentum with once again making it chill.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it rolls pretty well, and it's an interesting level because like it's mostly on dirt, which is something you wouldn't consider for a snowboarding game. You know, you're going through dirt and teacups and all this stuff. So yeah, there was something with matching that vibe of exploring, you know, the dirt and the leaves and stuff like that. It has that momentum to it, you know.
Wow. I'm just
Did that make any sense? I figure it does. But
I'm just like picturing like the guy at the board shop just like running out of wax, you know?
Yeah. I mean.
Oh man. I mean, like we've been talking about a video game where you play like people snowboarding. Have you actually like spent any time on the hill?
Funny you should say that because I haven't. But I did ski for a bit on like school field trips because this is Canada. Like you have to do that. That's required. At one point, like my final skiing thing was I was on a chairlift and I actually fell off it. I don't know how the fuck I did it because they have those bars. I guess I was fooling around and it was right near the top, so it wasn't that far. You know, there was you know the snow there, but they got super mad at me. The people
falling.
who
like you could have been injured and they're like you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, you're being unsafe, and they took my skis and made me walk down the hill, and I was like crying because I'm like, I was in grade 7, but man. Still, that's still young. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then you grew up to be like, hey, you know what? All of my fellow teenagers, you should play this game because my childhood was robbed from me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not skiboard kids right? It's snowboard kids. That's totally different. You know, it's not cross country skiing children.
Cross country skiing Canada. I'm sorry. Yeah, that would have been rough. I did try snowboarding once. I'm a very tall person, so I have a high center of gravity, and I remember spending a lot more time on my face than my feet. So I haven't given it more than the one try.
Yeah, because you're in Vancouver, so like there's mountains everywhere. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah. Look right out there, guys.
Yeah. At my neighbor's building. That's what mountains look like.
His AI generated.
According to AI, yes.
Building.
Beat me to it. Oh my god. I just love that we're two Canadians talking about a snowboarding game.
Yeah.
The next track on this album is probably the furthest thing from Canadian or snow, and that is Quicksand Valley. Is there like a quicksand in Snowboard Kids?
Yes, there is. There's a whole valley of it. But I'll talk more about that after, I think, because there'll be more to talk about once people hear the song.
Yeah, they'll get the context, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I get it. I get it now." Yeah. Well, yes. Actually, and these are the last 3 tracks on this album as well. They are Quicksand Valley, Sunset Rock. Nothing to do with snow again, and then Silver Mount. We do have like Silver Star in the valley in BC here. So that's pretty close to home.
Yeah.
But yeah, shall we let's
listen.
Very, very curious ending there to
Yes.
that song and to the album subsequently. There were some artistic choices made, and we are going to talk about all of them.
Oh, we certainly are.
Yeah, starting with what the heck is your background now?
It's an AI generated desert now.
Oh, awesome. We're
Yeah.
going by the song, and so I guess you want to use that to talk about Quicksand Valley.
Sure.
Sure, that was my intention all along.
Um yeah, so yeah, you hear in like the intro and the outro, there's like a really weird, like sort of like jaunty hip hop thing, going on there. And that was actually a mistake. I was throwing effects on stuff. I'm just like, okay, let's see how that sounds. Let's see how that sounds. And then I threw all these effects on one thing and it sounded like that. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. I
Happy
must
accident.
Yeah, exactly. I must be a musical genius because I didn't even try. Yeah.
I think some of the best musical like creative decisions usually come from like some sort of mistake or like a practice regimen or something like that. Like things just come out of the woodwork when you're almost not thinking about it.
Yeah, because like so much of music pushes you into drawing within the lines. You're like, oh, this has to be a scale, and this has to go like this, verse, chorus, and it's when you do something that's not following that it's like, ooh, new things are possible like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What about the level of Quicksand Valley? Like, are you really like at
It's
risk of falling into quicksand?
Yeah, it is. It is a very stressful level to play because like it's always pushing you to one side, so you have to kind of like lean into it. Um, and yeah, sand doesn't seem like it would be a very good thing to snowboard in. It would seem like you would get to the top of the dune and just be like, "All right, let's go," and then your board would not go anywhere.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
It's like a
kind of
lot of
stand there.
friction.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm actually going to be playing Snowboard Kids on Meme Mansion actually. So if you want to come out and see that level, I'm going to probably do that one like 70 times because it is very 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 difficult. Yeah.
Oh my god, awesome! All right, well, yeah, there's the shout out in chat there, folks. So definitely go and
Oh yeah.
follow Me Mansion and
Oh,
look for
thank you.
that tomorrow, as well as the launch of this lovely album. And then we heard Sunset Rock, and you
Yes.
said that there was something interesting in there that you wanted to highlight and share with us.
Okay, so you'll notice halfway through there was some footsteps and a gunshot and then a thud noise and then the sound of someone picking up drumsticks and sitting down, and then more drumming. So basically, it's supposed to sound like someone's climbing up the mountain. They get to the top, and this is all in the background, going throughout the whole song. But yeah, so someone climbs up the mountain, shoots the drummer. Right, they fall over, right, and then they go over to the kit and pick up the sticks and start playing. They wanted to play their their own way. This sounds insane, but yeah, the drum style is different too after that. um I was trying to figure out a creative way to make the song, like, to make the drums cut out, right? And I was like, okay, how am I going to do it? Maybe I'll just, gunshot's a cool sample. And then I'm like, wait, what if what if this was like a little story, like a scenario?
Oh my god, the deeper narrative
Yeah.
of the drum stop.
Yes. Yeah, it's very postmodern for sure.
Oh my god.
But
I,
yeah, so yeah, but it actually made things more complicated because then I had to make the drums sound different on both sides, and then like it had to sound like it was being played on a mountain. So there's all this like crazy reverb and echo and stuff that like made it hard to mix because it washes everything out. So I had to like do some finessing in there and stuff like that.
wow. What
Yeah.
a deep creative decision. Folks, you're definitely going to want to grab the link there in chat so that you can go and listen to that tomorrow and rediscover that moment for yourself. Because I would not have lifted that story out of those samples. Thank you so much, James. We're going to have to clip this and
Yes, do
share
it,
it
please.
with all of the people who listen to it. By the way, just like a little audio clip at the end of the song. Hello, you've just listened to Sunset Rock. Did you know that the drummer died for that song?
There you go. That's how I should have.
And his murderer is now in the band.
That's just how drumming works.
Oh my
You know.
god. That's amazing. Wow. AI couldn't come up with a story like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I'll tell you.
Oh my god. And that brings us to Silvermount. Yeah, there was a very interesting artistic choice at the end of that song as well. Just you kind of like went to a completely different place.
Yeah. So at one point I was mixing an effect, and then like I picked out this new synth, and then I'm like, okay, let's see what this does. And then I just started to go nuts with it. And I was like, oh, it does all this cool stuff, there's all this ducking and delay and stuff. And I was just going on it. And then I realized, oh, wait, I'm still working on this song. I'm not making this other song now that I'm spontaneously making. I need to finish this, and I need an ending because it's just kind of building up and needs to go somewhere. And then I was like, wait a minute. Like it would be very like Aphex Twin or something to like end with something like completely different like that, like something you wouldn't expect. And if I wanted to do a follow-up album, it could always start with that. Like
Snowboard Kids 2, Electric Boogaloo.
well, there is the Snowboard Kids too.
Okay, I didn't know that. That was just
it was a blockbuster enough that there is a second game. Technically, there's a third game on the DS, but like, yeah, no one wants to talk about that because it really was not great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, say no more. We'll let that rest in peace. Oh my god. Sorry, you said it's such a blockbuster. It made me think like, oh, if we're in Canada, do we say, oh, it's just such a Rogers video of
Yeah, exactly. It's,
a game that it got a sequel?
man, Rogers Video used to be so good because like you could rent 7 movies for $7 of the old movies, not the new ones that would come out. But that's such a like a 90s thing, just being like, yeah, 7 movies for $7, 7 nights.
There's no internet. What else are you gonna do with your time?
Exactly.
Stay at home and watch movies.
Yeah. Yeah, just you wouldn't want to stop for a moment and think. No, you always have to be entertained.
Distract yourselves with our media that we will charge you for. Oh my god. Yeah, speaking of media, this album is out tomorrow. Go and get it. It's not slated for Bandcamp, but you are releasing it on all streaming platforms, right?
Yes, all streaming platforms. If you can think of the streaming platform, it will be there, even ones in like China and stuff like that. Like, yeah. The whole shebang. Yeah. And it should be out on Spotify at midnight Eastern time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
like
love
soon.
being on the West Coast because that means we get it extra early.
That means, wait, what time is that? Is that like...
That's 9.
That's 9. There you go. That's perfect. You know?
God, I love that about like when they have like global releases for games. It's always like UTC time zone or something like that. I'm like, it's 8 o'clock here. I don't even have to stay up. I'm playing this game. Everyone else is like asleep or like staying up super late. I'm just like, this is my evening, bro. Oh my god, amazing. Well, thank you so much for thinking of me and reaching out to put together this listening party. It's been a lot of fun. I love this music. I'm definitely gonna listen to it again because I don't know, like I didn't play the game, but it just makes me feel the nostalgia. I'm sure there's like some long German word for the nostalgia you feel for an experience you never had or something like that. But yeah, and I also wanted to ask you, like, what else have you been up to, or do you have coming down the pipeline, the half pipe, if you will?
So wait, let me think. There's something. Can I talk about it yet? I can't. So there will be coming up this year. There will be a Mario Kart lo-fi,
Nice.
and there will be. Okay, I'll list off the lo-fi albums. There'll be a Mega Man lo-fi, and my third Castlevania lo-fi, which is Vampire Chiller 3.
I
The
love
third
that.
Yeah, people really like that title. There's more stuff coming than that. I don't know if anyone's familiar with my other band, Rex Viper,
Mm,
which is with the AVGN. Yeah, and we're gonna be having a new album coming out this year, probably in August. And yeah, stay tuned for that as well, because that's gonna be big. It's gonna be like 17 songs long. So
damn.
hell yeah, yeah. We've been working on that for a long time.
Yeah, I bet. Oh my god. Well, if you
Mm.
want to have something like what you're having here for any of those releases, definitely please think of me.
Maybe actually, yeah. That'd be totally cool. Yeah.
Right on. Well, yeah. Thank you so much, folks. If you want to follow any of James's other work, what's the address? What's the website that I need to send people to?
Generally, how about youtube.com/epic game music? That's
YouTube.
probably
Yes.
the easiest one, and you can find me in all other places. And also twitch.tv/me mansion. That's where I stream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that'll
Yep.
be tomorrow. Yes, definitely tune in tomorrow, guys. That sounds like a
Yeah.
rad time.
Mhm.
And then in terms of anything else that's going on here at Bonus Stage, we have just announced a listening party on April 1st. Yes, believe the date. There's going to be something, a Game Grooves release happening. It's called Gotta Go Fast, a speedy tribute to Sonic. And it's a real show, so tune in. It's really happening, but there will be some shenanigans, and it's going to be a really good time, so you should miss it. As well, on April 7th, we're going to be having the anniversary stream of the Ultra Combo jazz band. They're down in San Jose. They've been doing open VGM jams for the past year, and they're celebrating their anniversary. So we're going to be streaming that live here. And then, of course, we'll be at VGM Con working on our Warp stage, which will be streamed live to the VGM Con Twitch, as well as we'll have some stuff going on there on site as well. If you're hanging out there, come and say hi. I think we're going to have like stickers that we hand out if you come to the Warp stage. You know, like the badges there at VGM Con, they have their little stickers that you can go in like, oh, look, I collected all these stickers. And
Yeah, stickers is awesome. Just put it on people's cars. Don't put it on people's cars. Don't actually. You can put it on your own car, just not other people's cars.
I'm just gonna like take a cut of that moment there and ruin your life, James.
Yeah, just a super cut of people having stickers on their cars.
James said it. Oh my god.
Wah, wah.
Oh man. All right, but with that, we're going to close things down here. I'm going to select a raid target. Who's on right now? Oh, you know what? Our friend Lauren, speaking of people who are over there in Toronto.
Oh, Lauren the Flute?
Yeah, of course. She's playing, what is she doing right now? Undertale Yellow?
Oh,
God.
that's so cool. That's such a good, that's a fan game.
Okay, I believe
it's
it.
so good. Yeah.
All right. All I see right now is a McDonald's ad, and I hope it's not what I send you on over there to. But yeah, we'll set up that raid, and otherwise, we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for
Have a
coming
good
out.
night.